Toys of the future past. X-Men and Marvel. Today we got Mattel Secret Wars.
We're looking at X-Men then and now.
We're also going to take a look at Hasbro's latest multi-pack.
I grew up with the Uncanny X-Men comic book series, the TV show on Fox, beat-em-up games. We had the games for Super Nintendo.
Jim Lee's run on X-Men was really when things got kicked into overdrive, and I was just at the perfect age to be buying comic books when he came on. The cartoon on Fox Kids was really the thing that solidified this as such an amazing evergreen property.
Yeah, definitely.
The first X-Men toys of this modern era really belongs to Secret Wars by Mattel. Secret Wars was a very popular miniseries that combined all the superheroes to go off-planet and fight a cosmic threat. This was 1984. This was prime time for any kid growing up.
Yeah.
This was Mattel. They all have more or less the same body type, and it's just paint decos that kind of differentiate. Wolverine was one of the harder characters to find. There's also a variant that has black claws that's worth a lot more money.
It's interesting that they just gave him claws as an accessory versus like spring-loaded.
Magneto and Wolverine, they're in really pristine condition. If you look at somebody like Spider-Man, he's got a lot of wear and tear.
Super beat up.
That was one downside to these figures. They really did not hold up with the paint decos. So yeah, this is a really great line. I think it's aged really well, and it holds a special place on my toy shelf.
If I was going to track some of these down, how much would they go for individually?
Well, the good news is these are abundant on eBay. You can get some beaten up lots for about $10 a figure. If you're looking for something that's loose, complete, with all the accessories, it can run you upwards of 30 bucks.
Definitely a great piece in Marvel history and worth checking out.
Oh my God.
A lot of important things happened in the 20 years in between these figures when it comes to X-Men toys and Marvel toys. The cartoon coming out and the first line of figures being put out on the market. But things really became interesting in 2002 when, under the direction of Jesse Falcon, who is kind of the godfather of all modern Marvel toys, they introduced the Marvel Legends line, which really pushed the envelope for the amount of articulation you could have in a figure. Eventually, Hasbro bought the license, and in 2007, they started to continue the Marvel Legends line, which the Marvel Universe figures we have here fell under. We're going to compare and contrast X-Men toys then and now.
What the hell are these guys?
So right before Toy Biz launched the X-Men line in 1991,
That made them so popular.
exactly, Applause had these PVC figures, and these were really, for a short time, the only sort of toy-centric Marvel or X-Men figures that existed.
How could these come out after Secret Wars?
Yeah, seriously.
Horrible paint apps slapped on there, no articulation, sometimes some very awkward poses.
Yeah, like this Colossus, like, he's raising his fist like, yeah, I'm going for the booty grab.
It served me well, and I have a bit of a nostalgic flashback for them. Fast forward 20 years, and we have these Marvel Universe figures, which really hold a sharp contrast to these old PVC figurines.
They have so many points of articulation, very detailed, great paint apps. I have no complaints about these. Look at this cable versus that cable. 20 years, you can see the progression. You have the gun and the holster on the side.
Oh, his gun comes out.
Yes.
I was trying to get it out earlier. I was like, I'm not sure if this comes out, but that's really cool. Whenever I was out with Nicky looking at these toys, I had to pick up the Thanos. Now I know it's not X-Men per se, but it's just such a cool figure.
Yes.
And as you know, Thanos is going to be in the upcoming Avengers movie, and I just love this figure so much. Like, after I bought it and I unboxed it, I was immediately ecstatic about my purchase. I love this guy.
They cover most of the Marvel Universe,
They're trying to get every character in there, and you can pick these up for about 10 bucks.
depending on where you go. So you got the classic 5 X-Men, you got Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Iceman, Beast, and Angel.
Warren Worthington III.
Marvel Legends does a great job, or should I say Hasbro does a great job, with the paint apps and also just the ball joints and all the kinds of joints that they use to make these figures move.
I really particularly like the Cheeto dust that they've used on the chest and the gloves to accentuate the color.
Particularly Iceman, I really like this figure because he reminds me of the Toy Biz Iceman, which came in both ice blue and also a clear ice.
Have you ever frozen an action figure in the freezer? I used to do that all the time with my Iceman.
Yes, because he came with the piece of ice that left room to fill it up with water, put his feet in the pegs, and then this way he would have an ice block that
That's
he could
amazing.
surf on.
100 bucks, 5 figures, 20 bucks a piece. Not that bad.
I have to say, it being a Toys R Us exclusive and me loving the original 5 X-Men, I think it's worth it.
At least look at them at Toys R Us because you can just open the case and check them out.
We want to know from you guys, what was your single most favorite X-Men action figure? Mine was Space Wolverine that had the helmet that went on it.
Okay, that's a great one. I loved Wolverine number 2, which had the blue and yellow costume from the animated series from Toy Biz.
So we're all picking Wolverine. Mine was Weapon X Wolverine, where he had all the sticky things on him and he had the... I don't know, it was awesome.
He was naked.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but he was.
Pizza out.
Pizza out.
Pizza out.
Why do all of the Marvel Universe figures have an open palm and
Guys,
closed fist?
That's not funny. Oh, Cable Guys! Oh, Dookie too!
Oh, Thanos! No, he uses his blaster.
What?
He just blasts his pants.
I think I pooped.
I better blast that dude before G.J. comes home.